All right, guys, here are my top stock picks for the week, okay? So these are all picks. As soon as we see a reversal, okay, with good buying volume, that would be the time to enter these stocks, okay? So number one is Microsoft. They have earnings Thursday this week, okay? And I expect them to beat and raise. So that's my number one safe pick, okay, on the list, especially since the stock price hasn't done much recently. They also pay a dividend, and we know Microsoft is leading the way. They own 49% of OpenAI's ChatGPT, and that's just getting started there, guys, okay? Many other reasons, you know, Microsoft Azure, okay, but that's a top safe holding there, Microsoft, while it's under 400 too, which is nice. And then NVIDIA is my next one. That had a 10% off on Friday. I think that was unjustified. There was no negative news specific to the company. It was just because of the industry itself, with ASML and Taiwan Semiconductor having weaker than expected reports, but they weren't all horrible, okay? So I think that's gonna bounce. Also, if NVIDIA bounces, SMCI will bounce as well and do even better, so I'll be playing both of those. Also with the oil sector, Devon Energy, ticker symbol DVN. If you like the oil space, energy, I believe this one's gonna continue rallying. We did see oil bounce on Friday because the price per barrel of oil is around 90 bucks a share, guys. And what do you think that's gonna do to, you know, these oil companies' earnings when they report? They're gonna show stronger revenue, stronger earnings per share because of those higher prices. That's why I like the setup going into earnings. So Devon Energy is a good oil stock because it's well off of its highs. It has a base dividend, plus they either buy back shares or have a variable dividend, depending on where oil prices are at. Right now they're buying back shares, which I like because that reduces the shares outstanding. You own more of the company, right? Let's say you own, there's 10 shares outstanding, let's say, okay? And you own 1 out of 10. And let's say that they buy back their own shares. And let's just say in this instance, it's 1 share they buy back, okay? That goes from 10 shares now outstanding to 9 shares. So now you own 1 out of 9 versus 1 out of 10. So you own more of the company. That's why when companies buy back their own shares, stocks do well, right? Because usually their earnings per share goes up. And it's vice versa, the opposite, remember, when a company dilutes shareholders, right? When they have to issue more stock. Let's say there's 10 shares outstanding. Let's say they issue more stock. Let's say they issue one share. Okay, I know this is a bad example, but to keep it very simple. So 1 share, let's say they add that. So now there's 11 shares outstanding and you own 1 out of 11. Now you own less of the company. And that's why stock prices go down when companies have a stock offering where they dilute shareholders. So just wanted to explain that, okay? But those are some stocks, okay? I'm gonna be playing also. There's one, I just put a video on it, Poet Technologies. This is a micro cap though. This isn't one you need to rush into until, you know, we get closer to interest rate cuts. Unless you're a long-term patient investor, if you can get in now and dollar cost average, that's what I'm personally gonna be doing. But again, stick to your investment style, okay? Everyone's a little different. But they are in optical transceivers, which these are the little plugs that go into data centers, and there's a ton of them used. So do your research, obviously. But that's my favorite micro cap play. Again, this is a high risk, high reward, okay? But I will be starting a position in that one as well. So those are my top picks for this week, guys, okay? Have a good one.